You have something special. You have greatness within you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to talk to you about the 9 principles of greatness. I think that when we look at our lives, that there are certain things that we need to begin to focus on that can help us to have a path in which we can live our lives and values that we can embrace that will allow us to show up in a different kind of way in life. The first principle of greatness is each of us can achieve far beyond our horizons and in avenues of life we have never explored. I remember reading the book called Learned Optimism and by Martin Seligman. And one of the things he talked about is that we can learn to become optimistic. And the reason he talked about that, he said, we, for the most part, have a culture where we've been told more about what we cannot do rather than what we can do. And so, in other words, you have to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to restructure your belief system, to retrain your thinking so that you can begin to live beyond your mental conditioning and your circumstances. When I reflect on myself, when I was in the 5th grade, I was labeled educable mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade to the 4th grade. I failed again when I was in the 8th grade. I have no college training. And something I learned since being involved in this work, how we live our lives is a result of the story we believe about ourselves. I believed, based upon what was told to me, that I was educable mentally retarded, and my grades reflected that. Then my junior year, I was in the class of Mr. Leroy Washington, and I went there looking for a friend, and he said, young man, go to the board and work this problem out for me. I said, sir, I can't do that. He says, why not? I said, I'm not one of your students. He said, go to the board anyhow. I said, I can't, sir. And the other students started laughing, saying, he's DT. He's got a twin brother. His brother's smart. He's DT. He's the dumb twin. He said, what? I said, I am, sir. And he came from behind his desk. He looked at me, and he said, don't ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. That was a turning point in my life. And as a result of that interruption, as a result of him speaking into my life, my grades changed, my behavior changed, my attitude about myself changed, and I became a different kind of person because he interrupted the story I believed about myself. And so as you look at yourself and look at your goals and dreams, I can say to you, and I don't know you and I can't see you, you have something special. You've got greatness within you. You can do more than you can ever begin to imagine. They did a study with some 3,000 top achievers from around the world, and they were looking to find out what was the common denominator among them that allowed them to reach their goals. And here's what they discovered. 85% of them reached their goals because of their attitude, 15% because of their aptitude. And so your attitude about yourself is major. Now, most people don't realize, a study came out, a group of psychologists said that most of our self-talk is negative, over 86%, and it goes undetected by the conscious mind. We're not even aware of it. If you decide to begin to change your life and start a routine, a ritual of reading 30 to 40 pages of something positive every day, this is something that I started doing, and get a mentor, someone that can see things in you that you can't see in yourself. There are people in our lives that can take us to a place in ourselves that we can't go by ourselves because you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. As a result of having a mentor that you can learn from and training your thinking by reading on a regular basis and listening to things that will expand your thinking, touch your heart, and ignite you to become, as Mother Teresa would say, to become a pencil in the hand of God and start writing a new chapter in your life, you'll be surprised. You can do things that you can't even begin to imagine. No one would have told me that as a result of just following those simple, basic steps that I just shared with you, including practicing something called OQP, only quality people. Do you realize you earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends? When I found that out, I got all the negative, broke people out of my life. There are 2 types of relationships, nourishing relationships and toxic relationships. Nourishing relationships, they bring the best out of you. They challenge you. They hold you accountable. They raise the bar on you. Toxic relationships, they drain you. They compromise your power. And many people never achieve their goals because they have too many toxic, negative, energy-draining people in their lives. So as you think about your goals and dreams, remember, each of us can achieve far beyond our horizons and avenues of life we've never explored. I know you've done some things that you feel good about, that you're proud of, but I can tell you based upon my own experience, it's just the tip of the iceberg. No one could have convinced me that I would be traveling to over 32 countries, speaking to thousands of people. If you go on YouTube, you find me speaking to over 80,000 people in the Georgia Dome. No one could have told me that I'll be speaking for AT&T, Procter & Gamble, McDonald's Corporation, General Electric, IBM. These are just a few, and I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you that you have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Embrace that first principle of greatness. You have something special. You have greatness within you.